And we welcome you to Golden West Field on the campus of Golden West College in beautiful Surf City, USA. As today, SportsNetUSA.net presents Golden West Rustler football. Today, it's the 2-0 Rustlers taking on the 1-0 Renegades of Bakersfield College. For the first time in 672 days, the Rustlers return home to play a home game here at Rustler Field. Rahshaun Haylock here with you alongside Ed Ford, manning all the controls. Albert Robles providing the beautiful pictures for you on this gorgeous Saturday afternoon. Rustlers will be receiving the opening kickoff. It'll be a little pooch kick and taken there at the 20-yard line. And that's Cody Saval getting up the far sideline and out of bounds. And it'll be great field position for these Rustlers to start offensively. Rustlers in their blacks, black tops, black pants, black helmets. And we will see one Jake Retzlaff, the gunslinger, 6'1", 195-pound freshman out of Corona Centennial High School, one of the premier programs in the entire country. And the Rustlers will start empty on this first possession. 5 wide receivers for Retzlaff out of the gun. Takes the snap. 25-yard line, delivers far side pass, caught just inside the 45, down at the 46. John Ojalabi making the catch there for Golden West. They go to the ground for the first time today. And a hard run up to just shy of midfield by Mike Carrillo. Carrillo getting in there today. You know, it was him and Jared Johnson really the top two backs for this team. Carrillo down with a little bit of an injury, but he's back up. And he gets that first carry here today. Going to be a 3rd and 1 from the 49-yard line of the Rustlers. They fake it to Carrillo. Out in the flat here near side is Branson's got to get upfield, and I'm not sure he got it. The first down marker was at midfield, and he's going to come up about a foot short. And Jake Retzlaff talking to him right now saying, look, you got to get upfield. Branson, the 6', 190-pound sophomore out of Eugene, Oregon, and Nick Mitchell not going to take any chances here as he will send on the punting unit. Andrew Guzman to punt it. Dylan Tooker will be back to receive this punt. And it's a low line driver, spiral kick, caught 15-yard line. Tooker is going to be met just shy of the 20-yard line. Stop made on the play there by the Rustlers, Alex Reich on special teams. The sophomore out of Switzerland. So here comes this Rustler defense that has been dynamic so far this season. Only 10 points surrendered through 2 games, 9 sacks through 2 games, and 23 tackles for loss. It's been a mixed match of personnel up on the front line because of injuries and protocols and all these things, but they've definitely been able to make it work as it's a bot snap on the first play for Bakersfield. Castro, the quarterback, takes it and tries to come near side, and he may have picked up 1 yard. Garrett Castro made his first career start last week. The freshman, 6', 203 pounds out of Las Vegas by way of Green Valley High School. This was a Bakersfield team that won its opener against El Camino College at home 24-13 a week ago. They go out in the flat, and this is the dangerous back making the catch and getting up the sideline on that far side. I beg your pardon, that was Jernigan, the wide receiver. So they'll line him up in a bunch of different areas as well. The back, Zachariah Al Hawkins is one to watch. He's going to be wearing number 2 in white. They didn't do a lot in the passing game last week. Castro just 8 of 9, but he threw for 106 yards, and that one incompletion was complete to the other team. It was an interception for El Camino College. Bakersfield had their first game wiped away. They were supposed to travel to Pierce, but it was forfeited. Here's Castro over the middle and a big pop there. Nice job there defensively by Saval. Immediately meeting the receiver. It's going to be a 3-and-out for Bakersfield. As we approach 12 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Rustlers went 3-and-out on their first possession. Bakersfield does the same. As the punter, Dwayne Hartman, will come on for Bakersfield. It's going to be a 4th and 4 from about the 25-yard line. Hartman takes the snap, and this one lands at about midfield, takes a Bakersfield roll out of bounds before getting to the 40. So let's see what this Rustler offense can do here on its second try. John Ojalabi, Tanner Branson, the top 2 receivers for this squad. But it was actually Jared Johnson, the running back, that led the team in receptions and yards last week in the win at Palomar. This time, John Shipp sends out the offense with 2 running backs, and they go on the ground, coming near side and not really anything doing there. This is a stout defensive line for Bakersfield. And that was Gianni Hurd filling the brunt of that one. Armando Ramos coming up and making the stop, the 307-pound freshman out of Tucson, Arizona. So this is a stout defensive line for Bakersfield. It's going to be imperative that the O-line of the Rustlers is able to stand up. That's Sweeney, La Matia, Tawika, Vea, and Nava. They go to the ground one more time, and once again, no gain for Hurd. Hurd, the 5'10", 205-pound freshman out of Cerritos High School, Valley Christian. Coaching staff has challenged him to run the ball a little bit more physical, a little bit more physicality, but he certainly looks the part. He's got all the skills, including tremendous speed. 3rd down and 10 now, as we hit 10:23 left in this first quarter. Retzlaff back to pass, over the middle, pass caught, the first down inside of Renegade territory. That's Tanner Branson down to the 41-yard line, but there's a flag on the play, and this one going to come back. Our first penalty of the ball game goes against the Rustlers, and it's going to be a holding against Golden West. And so that will negate the first down. Our officials today, Blair Havens, the white hat, the umpires, Tim McCune, Kim Bly, the head line judge, the line judge, Justin Joseph, the back judge, Harry Hampton, the side judge, Kevin Corbett, and the field judge, George Conley Jr. So what would have been a 1st and 10 inside Bakersfield territory, now a 3rd and 20 at the Rustler own 34-yard line. They send Branson in motion. High snap taken by Retzlaff in the flat, and this is Carrillo. And Carrillo knocked out of bounds after a pickup of about 5. Not even close to the first down marker there. And once again, it's going to be a 3-and-out here for Golden West. So they haven't been able to find much rhythm here offensively through these first 2 possessions, have the Rustlers. As once again, Guzman will come back in to punt for the 2nd time today. Standing back at his own 30-yard line is Dylan Tooker, a sophomore out of Liberty High School in Bakersfield. I mean, they really recruit that area very well. I beg your pardon, that is Jernigan back there making the fair catch for Bakersfield. The wide receiver, Isaac Jernigan. So to be a 1st and 10 Bakersfield at their own 29-yard line. On that defensive front right now, you got Elisha Martin along with Christian Carmona and Jonah Laban. Dakota Hart in there right now at a linebacker along with Sele Pamasa. Play fake. They're going to heave it out. Looking deep downfield is the quarterback Castro, but just out of the reach of his target. Elias Hernandez there on the coverage for Golden West. He was looking for Xavier Marshall, the 6'4" freshman out of Bakersfield. Did a lot of dinking and dunking last week. Didn't really go downfield much, did Bakersfield. Didn't take many shots, but they tried to here on their second possession, the first play of it. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the Bakersfield 29. Hart showing blitz. And he's going to come on 2nd down. And the run defense is there for the Rustlers as it's a pickup by 2 as Robinson gets the carry there. So we haven't seen Hawkins yet. He was their lead back a week ago. And right behind him was Alexander Okorobito. Have not seen any of them so far here today for Bakersfield. 3rd and 8 from their own 31-yard line. Castro takes the snap. Pressure coming, and he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked in the backfield by Martin. His 2nd sack in as many weeks, and that forces a 3-and-out for Bakersfield. 10th sack on the season for this Rustler defense, as they've shown a propensity to really get after the quarterback here in the opening part of this 2021 season. You figure these guys have had a lot of time to think about what it would be like to get to the quarterback, having all of 2020 wiped away from them. Amon Lewoy comes up and makes the catch, finds a crease. Lewoy still on his feet and gets just shy of midfield. So a nice return there by Amon Lewoy, the sophomore out of Las Vegas. And the Rustlers will have it 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Golden West Rustler football on SportsNetUSA.net is brought to you by the fine folks of Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Specials and deals just for you. Go down, visit, and talk to the fine folks at Miller Toyota of Anaheim. They'll certainly take care of you. Rahshaun Haylock here with you. 7:58 left in this first quarter. 3rd possession for the Rustlers. Gianni Hurd with as much room as he's seen all afternoon. And he gets it inside Bakersfield territory and across the 45 at the 44-yard line. First time today Rustlers have been inside Bakersfield territory. Pickup of 7 there brings up a 2nd and 3. Rustlers have it at the Renegade 44-yard line. 4-man front being shown by Bakersfield. Play fake. Retzlaff with the double pump, has a man at the sideline, caught. Was wide open as he was able to get behind the defense there. That catch made there by Shabani. Jared Shabani's 2nd catch of the season. And it's a big one. He picks up 37. It brings up a 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Retzlaff out of the pistol with one back. Play fake to Hurd. Delivers it out in the flat. Pass caught. Shucking and jiving and spinning just shy of the goal line is the freshman Wiseman. And it brings up a 2nd and goal at the doorstep. Without question, the most productive drive of this game so far for Golden West. As they're knocking on the door here with 6:39 to play in this first quarter. 2nd and goal from the 1. Retzlaff out of the pistol. He's got one back, that's Hurd. He gives it to him, and Hurd gets it in. Touchdown, Rustlers. First touchdown of the season for Gianni Hurd. And that puts the Rustlers on the board 6-0. Jake Cypress in to attempt the point after. Retzlaff to hold. The kick is up, and it is no good. So a missed extra point for the Rustlers. They lead this one 6-0, 6:26 to play here in this first quarter. And you're thinking, if you want to go back in the annals a little bit, Bakersfield, Golden West, a missed extra point by the Rustlers. Sound familiar? Let's take you back to 2019, the last time these two teams met. This game was played out in Bakersfield and ended up being a 20-19 win for the Rustlers, but boy, was it a nail-biter. Sayo Almore had a pick six, but the Rustlers missed the ensuing point after attempt, so that gave G-Dub a 20-13 lead. Bakersfield comes back and scores in the final minutes of the game, but instead of trying to tie it up, they elected to go for two under then head coach Jeff Chudy. They elected to go for two in the win. It was a failed two-point conversion. The Rustlers were able to get out of Bakersfield with the win. What an exciting game that was back in 2019 as the kickoff gets back up to the 20-yard line, and that was Tooker on the return. 6:21 to play here. First quarter action. Rahshaun Haylock here with you. First game at home for these Rustlers in some 672 days. You got to go back to November 16, 2019. They were supposed to play a game here last spring against OCC, but that one ended up getting canceled at the last minute because neither team was able to get their test results back in time. And so those two ended up playing a game against one another at LaBard the following week. But here we are now in the 2021 campaign, the fall campaign, if you will, if you want to differentiate the spring from the fall. And the Rustlers back here at home in Surf City, USA for the first time in 672 days. Bakersfield last week playing their first game in 665 days, picking up their win over El Camino. Castro back in there at quarterback. They go to the ground game, and the Rustler defense is there.
The handoff is to Antonio Robinson.
That's Robinson getting the carry. Neal, the freshman out of Long Beach Poly, getting in there to make the stop. Neal been playing some edge because of all the moving parts there on that defensive line. They look out in the flat. That pass caught to a wide receiver who was falling down, and that was Marshall. They sent them in motion, tried to get it to him in the flat there. And may have lost a couple there on that play. It is. He lost 3. It ends up becoming a 3rd down and 11 now for Bakersfield. Ball spotted at their own 21-yard line. So far, if you're Nick Mitchell, Chris Redfern, you got to like what you've seen from the defense here so far. You forced a couple of 3-and-outs, and you're on the verge of forcing another one here on a 3rd and 11 for Bakersfield. Castro looking over the middle and caught, complete, a 1st down. I jinxed it, didn't I? You saw that coming. They needed 11. They picked up 13 inside the 30, up to the 32-yard line. Under 5 to play here, first quarter. Castro trying to go hurry up here. And now they wait and look over and check with the sideline. Garrett Castro, the freshman. They deliver it out in the flat. Little bubble screen out there, goes for a couple. As there's Marshall once again on the catch. Marshall had 4 receptions last week for 11 yards. Castro now with two backs. The lone receiver to this near side is Jalen Blizzard. He's a speedster. He tries a double move. Castro going to tuck and run now. Puts his foot in the dirt, gets upfield where he's sandwiched just shy of the 40-yard line. Pablo Araya coming in there and making the stop for Golden West. Araya, the sophomore out of Spain. So you got Alex Reich out of Switzerland and Araya out of Spain. A couple of international players here on this roster that have been huge defensively for the Rustlers this season. A couple returners as well. 3rd and 3 now. Castro, and he's sacked. Keelan Neal, Long Beach Poly, stand up. And that's going to force a 4th down here for Bakersfield. Neal with his 2nd sack in as many weeks as well. This Rustler defense has been able to really get after the quarterback this season under Nick Mitchell's tutelage. Also Chris Redfern, linebackers coach, has had a hand in the play calling as well this season on the defensive side of the ball. It's really been a collaborative effort between those two. And Amon Lewoy back to receive this punt, going to take it off a hop at the 28, comes back near side, breaks one tackle, but not anymore. As he's pushed back down to the 20-yard line. Special teams play there by Brennan Sevier.
First down at the 23.
So Rustlers will start at 1st down and 10 from their own 23. This is the worst field position Golden West has had this ball game. In case you're just joining us, Rustlers 6, Renegades nothing. It was a 1-yard touchdown by Gianni Hurd that got the Rustlers on the board. Missed PAT after that. Empty set, and Ratzlaff going to take off on the design keeper, but Bakersfield all on top of it there as Ratzlaff picks up just 2 up to the 25-yard line. Our Todd Littlejohn, his first season as the head coach for Bakersfield, taking over for Jeff Chudy, the second winningest coach in Bakersfield history. This is a big game for the Rustlers up into the 2nd level, and in the secondary is Carrillo, but there is a flag on the play. And it appears to be in the vicinity of a hold. So this one may be coming back. So they call a hold on the wide receiver, Nick Kennewell. So that'll push the Rustlers back with 1:45 to play. First quarter action here from Golden West Field. Nick Mitchell now in his 16th season at the helm for Golden West. Ratzlaff with time, he pumps, pressure coming, rolling on the run, has Kenwell caught. 35-yard line, he's knocked out of bounds by Lawson. But there is a flag on the play. And another hold. This time they get the right guard, Ephraim Vea. Vea Vea, the converted defensive lineman out of Sammamish, Washington. So we talked about this defensive line and how the Rustlers O-line going to have to be solid today to go up against this group. So far, you got a couple of holding penalties. that have brought back some really big plays as Jared Johnson gets his first carry of the day. Squeezes up the middle for about a yard as we approach a minute left in this one. And we got a Rustler down. So it'll be a stoppage in play with 1:02 left in the first quarter. And that is Lava Tawaika, the leader of this offensive line, the center, sophomore out of Orange Lutheran. So versatile, can play anywhere on that O-line. Lined up at guard and tackle back in 2019. Starting center here in 2021. So our thoughts and prayers to Lava. So as they'll tend to him, we got to get ready to keep playing some more football. Mike DeViro in there at center. And Retzlaff takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, pump fakes, and he's going to go down. Sack on the play by Luis Alvarez. So that brings up a 4th and forever here for Golden West. Bakersfield going to have its best field position of the game after this punt. About a second differential between the play clock and the game clock. Low snap, and they blocked one last week. They get in there as well this week. It's picked up, scooped, and down on the 1-yard line. Took her in there, gets credit for the block and also the recovery. It's a team that really gets after it in special teams, and they show it there. We thought they'd have good field position, but this is next level. 5 seconds left in this quarter. It'll be a 1st down and goal from the 1-yard line. We got a new quarterback in there as well for Bakersfield. Richard Lara takes the snap, hands it off. Robinson hurdles into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Bakersfield. So they take advantage of the Rustler miscue and gives the contingent here from Bakersfield something to cheer about for the first time this afternoon. So Bakersfield does not go out of the quarter scoreless. 2 seconds left, and opportunity to take the lead here as Dallas comes on to attempt the point after. The punter Hartman will do the holding. Snap is good, the kick is up, and good. So Bakersfield takes a 7-6 lead here with 2 seconds to play in the first quarter. What a turn of events. You have the extended break in the action after the injury to Lava. In the long 3rd down play, there's a sack by Bakersfield, and they come back on 4th down and get the block punt down at the Rustler 1-yard line. And that has really fired up the Bakersfield contingent here. Their whole sideline just erupting. And Rustler somehow, some way, going to have to find the ability to match their energy. Pooch kick. Saval will take it 25-yard line. Cody Saval, some nice moves, and up the far sideline. He's out of bounds just shy of midfield, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Oh, hold everything. There is a flag on the play, so not quite. So officials still trying to sort this thing out here.
That's the end of the first quarter. After the 15-yard penalty, the Rustlers will begin at the Bakersfield 40.
So the 15-yard penalty assessed against Bakersfield. So the nice return by Saval. You tack on 15 more to it. And so Golden West will have it 1st and 10 from the Renegade 40 as they reverse fields. First play of the second quarter. They go straight ahead, and that's Hurd. Gets up the middle, and he picks up about 3. Prior to the start of this afternoon's game, Rustlers held a moment of silence for the late Daniel La Matia. He's a member of the Rustler squad back in 2019 who passed away last spring due to complications from COVID. La Matia has 2 brothers on the team. Graham, who starts as an offensive lineman at left guard, and also Dion, who plays on the defensive side of the ball. They are the 4th and 5th brothers to play for Nick Mitchell here at Golden West. Their parents were here prior to the start of the game. They were on the field as well for the moment of silence. Rustlers honoring Daniel with a sticker on the back of their helmets throughout the course of this 2021 season. 3rd down and 9. Pressure coming from the backside. Ratliff doesn't see it, and he gets sacked from behind. Steve Rowland makes the sack. And so what was promising field position ends up resulting in a 3-and-out for the Rustlers. And they'll be forced to punt one more time. Here comes Guzman to handle the punting. Jernigan back to receive it. It's Isaac Jernigan, the sophomore out of Garces High School in Bakersfield, backpedaling. Now that's going to take a Bakersfield bounce from the 15 and up to about the 17-yard line. 12:58 to play, second quarter. Bakersfield with the ball and a 1-point lead here. They were able to score a touchdown at near the end of the first quarter. Starting quarterback today, Garrett Castro. It appears the possession prior to, remember he took that big sack from Keelan Neal. That may have put him out of the game. Lara has been in for the next 2 snaps, including this one. And Castro pads off, walking around, arm in a sling. And ice being applied as well, so it appears his day is done. So it's been Robinson getting the bulk of the carries today. We have not seen Hawkins or Okuribito, the top 2 leading rushers from a week ago for Bakersfield. We didn't get any word of that prior to the start of the game as Jernigan makes the catch at the 20 and picks up maybe a yard or so, but plenty of rustlers there to impede his progress. Carmona there alongside with Pamasa. Gang tackling effort strong there by the Rustlers. So Lara with 2 backs. One of them is the wide receiver, Jernigan. 3 wide on this play on a 3rd and 5. Lara, high snap, going to throw it, has a man, and he overshot him. He had Marshall open there, but incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down with 11:32 to play here in this first half. Interesting thing about this is Robinson didn't have any carries a week ago. And Hawkins looked good. He was certainly someone who stood out on the film and obviously had the eye of this Rustler coaching staff. As Hartman kicks it away and Lewoy juggles that one but makes the catch at the 42-yard line of the Rustlers. Bunch of oohs and ahs there on that one as Amar nearly dropped that one, but he maintained control. So 11:32 to play here in the first half. Rustler offense will return to the field. Carrillo will be the back. Retzlaff in there in the pistol. 3 wide receivers. Ojalabi the lone wide out near side. Play fake over the middle. That one thrown too tall. Intended. Robbie Saval, the intended target there, the tight end, who is Cody's younger brother. Second down, they go to the ground, and Carrillo is able to slither his way up to the 45-yard line. Picks up 3, brings up about a 3rd and 7.
3-yard gain, 3rd down.
4 wide for Retzlaff out of the pistol. 3rd and 7 from the Rustler 45. Carrillo lines up to the left of Retzlaff now. Play fake over the middle, incomplete. Ojalabi had it and just couldn't hold on. And if you've been watching this season, that's been a theme for these Rustler wideouts. A case of the droppies, and that one comes at a most unfortunate time, as it would have been a 1st down inside of Bakersfield territory. Instead, it'll be Guzman back on to punt it with 10:49 to play in the second quarter. Big booming kick. Sends Jernigan retreating. He catches it inside the 10, makes one man miss, tries to hurdle one, and then he's going to be wrestled to the turf at about the 15-yard line. Araya there making the special teams solo tackle. Golden West football here on SportsNetUSA.net is brought to you by Miller Toyota of Anaheim, where service and parts is open for your convenience. Any issues you have, go down there and visit the fine folks of Miller Toyota of Anaheim. They'll certainly look out for you. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. And we're proud to be in partnership with them once again. So Lara remains at quarterback. Looks like he'll be the guy the rest of the way here for Bakersfield, as Castro was knocked out of this game in the first quarter. They go to the ground, and it's Robinson off the left side, and a nice strong run up to the 20-yard line where he runs into Seli Pomasa down at the 21. Pickup of 6 there. Brings up a 2nd and 4. Approaching 10 to play. Lara with 2 wides. One back out of the pistol. They go to the ground one more time, and in the backfield is that Rustler defense. Comes up, ends up being a loss of a couple there for Robinson. Credit the tackle to Dave Despairs. So brings up a 3rd and 5. Low snap, Lara looking, and caught there by Jernigan. Breaks the tackle and another. Up to the 30-yard line. And it's going to be a 1st down for Bakersfield. So Jernigan needed 5. He got just that. Seemed like a pickup of so much more. But he did a nice job of getting out of the grasp of a couple of Rustler defenders there. Brings up a 1st down. Under 9 to play. Lara going to roll this time. Lara looking and has a guy caught, and they say a catch there. It didn't look like he was able to get his feet down. Marshall there making the catch.
The ball was caught out of bounds. 2nd down and 10.
And now they reverse it. It looked like he was not able to stay in bounds on that one, as it was a nice job by Dane Despairs, the freshman out of Edison, just up the street from here in Huntington Beach. .825 left. And so officials stop the clock. Looks like they're going to move the ball. Incomplete pass. They got to move the ball back to the other hash marks, as it wasn't caught here on this near side. And now they got to put more time on the clock. So they put 8:29 on the clock.
2nd down and 10.
So the clock is reset with 8:29 to play here, 2nd quarter. 2nd down and 10. They throw it out in the flat. And that is the big wide receiver, Marshall, once again. And Marshall gets up to the 32-yard line. Pickup of 3. So Renegades facing a 3rd and 7 here. Under 8 to play. Lara, pressure in his face. Carmona got him.
Quarterback is sacked. Christian Carmona with the sack.
Second sack of the day for Christian Carmona. 3rd for this Rustler defense. And that'll send in the punting unit for Bakersfield.
Dwayne Hartman in punt formation.
Hartman standing back at his own 12 to receive this snap. Amon Lewoy back on his own 35. Retreats back, now runs underneath it, makes the catch. Has a little bit of a crease. Amon Lewoy, he's dangerous across midfield. Ball is out. And pouncing on it, it appears to be Bakersfield.
The fumble is recovered by Golden West.
And they say, no, Rustlers got there first. Whew. Lewoy put it on the turf. And that nearly ends up in being another turnover here for Golden West. Instead, recovered at midfield. So it'll be 1st and 10 Rustlers from there. 6:59 to play in this first half. Empty set for Retzlaff. We saw the Rustlers do this on the opening drive. Very first play of the game, they went empty. They try it again here with Retzlaff. Takes the snap, and it's going to be a design draw. Retzlaff with space into the secondary.
Jake Retzlaff with the run.
Up to the 35-yard line. He picks up 15 and a first down for Golden West. He's dangerous.
15-yard gain.
Retzlaff with 5 rushing touchdowns on the season. They hand it off, and this is Johnson off the left side, and Johnson with some space.
Garrett Johnson with the run.
Tackled from behind by Jalen Smith, the linebacker. Smith's helmet comes off, so he's going to have to come out of the game for a play. Johnson able to pick up 8, brings up a 2nd down and 2. Stays in there as Retzlaff operates out of the pistol. They go to Johnson one more time. He's got a crease up the gut into the second level, and a first down, Golden West. But a stoppage in play. So they need to adjust the clock to 6:41. They say the clock did not run on the last play. And you got a timeout on the play taken by Bakersfield.
19-yard gain on the last run.
So Bakersfield want to talk about some things, as the running game has gashed them here on this particular drive. In case you're just joining us, Gianni Hurd got the scoring started, I should say, for the Rustlers as they found the end zone on their 3rd drive of the game. Prior to that, both teams had traded 3 and outs. Hurd rushed it in from a yard out, but the extra point was missed. Just prior to the end of the first quarter, Rustlers had a punt blocked, recovered at the 1-yard line of the Rustlers. And the Renegades on their first play of the drive able to rush it in. And that's where we stand right now, 7-6, 6:41 left in this first half. They go empty once again. Retzlaff always a threat here in this situation to use his legs. Surveys the defense. Takes the shotgun snap, delivers, pass caught. Oh, a big shot delivered, but an excellent job of holding on to the ball there by the freshman Wiseman, who makes the grab at the 5-yard line. 2nd down and 2, so Rustlers don't need to get into the end zone. They can actually get a first down prior to getting into the painted area. But definitely want to get some points here. He's got two backs. A little bit of a diamond formation here in the backfield. They send Johnson out in the flat. They hand it off Carrillo off the right side. And Carrillo across the 5-yard line to down to about the 2. So he picked up 3 there. Picks up a first down, and it brings up a 1st and goal for Golden West. 5:50 left here in this second quarter. Carrillo will come out. Johnson will stay in as a tailback. Branson scampers onto the turf and lines up in the slot near side. Retzlaff, and some miscommunication there. Ball's out. Ball is out and recovered by the Renegades. Wow. They were going with the read there, and Retzlaff put it in the belly of Johnson. Looked like he wanted it back, but Johnson unrelenting. A miscommunication there results in the ball squirting out and being recovered by Bakersfield at their own 2-yard line. So what a missed opportunity there for Golden West. Bakersfield now operating out of its own end zone, and a swarm of black jerseys getting there to the tailback Robinson. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. And they mark him right back there at the 2. 5 minutes we're approaching here in this one. Lara is about a yard deep in his own end zone. Takes the shotgun snap. They hand it off, and here's Robinson breaking the tackle. Ball's out! Ball's out! And they say he was down. They say he was down. No turnover. Woo! Of course, at this level, you can't go to replay. We can, however, but the officials can't. Here is the replay. And it looks like that was a good call there. He was down. So they got it right. 3rd down and 6. They go to Robinson again. He tries to turn the corner and does. That second effort looks like it's enough for a 1st down. It is. And this gives Bakersfield some much-needed breathing room here on this drive as well, as they started it on their own 2-yard line. Picks up 10 as we're under 4 to play here in this second quarter. Antonio Robinson, the freshman out of Tinley High School in Indianapolis, Indiana. Lara with time delivers it, has a man and caught. I mean, that ball hung up in the air for an eternity, it seems. And that was Myron Randall, the sophomore out of Bakersfield Christian, making the grab at the 46-yard line. He picks up 29. They roll the pocket now for Lar, who's going to throw it on the run. Pass caught here on this near sideline, and they say catch. Nice grab. And that was Blizzard making the grab there. Sensational catch. Oh, no, Jernigan, I beg your pardon. He picked up 7 as he was falling out of bounds, but used both hands to secure it. And all of a sudden, Bakersfield here inside Rustler territory. This drive started back at their own 2-yard line. 2:45 left here, second quarter. Lara turns around, hands it off, and this is Jernigan. Makes a man miss. Second level, tries to hop another as Araya there to make the stop prior to Jernigan getting to the 30. He's out at about the 32-yard line. Pick up a 14 there, as he's a guy they will use all over the place. Jernigan, we've seen him line up in the backfield a lot today. He's listed as a wide receiver. We've seen him split out wide, made that nice catch 2 plays ago along the sideline. Stays in there at tailback. This one delivered high and pass caught over on that far sideline and finally pushed out of bounds by Saval. At the 36-yard line was Randall, the wide receiver. Rustler defense for the first time today on its heels. 2nd down and 2 coming up. 3 wide to this near side. And timeout taken by Nick Mitchell. First timeout of this half for the Rustlers. And it comes with 2:04 to play. As a large ovation here from the Bakersfield contingent. You've seen Nick Mitchell take these timeouts before in the past, kind of like a basketball timeout in a sense, where you're just trying to stop the momentum of the other team. We saw Bakersfield do that on the last possession, actually. And what do you know? It ended up being a turnover for the Rustlers. This will be huge. Rustlers with 2 turnovers here in this first half. The first one led to a touchdown for Bakersfield. Renegades trying to cash in this one as well for some points.
Second down and 2 at the 25.
So it's a 2nd down and 2 for Bakersfield out of the timeout at the Rustler 25-yard line. 2:04 to play in this second quarter. Lara rolling, stops, delivering, pass, caught, end zone. Touchdown, Bakersfield. Myron Randall making the grab there. And what a drive put together there by the backup quarterback, Lara. 25-yard touchdown pass to Randall. '98-yard drive for Bakersfield. Dallas in to attempt the point after. The kick is good. So with 1:58 to play, Bakersfield 14, Golden West 6. As you're watching Golden West Rustler football on SportsNetUSA.net, Rahshaun Haylock here. Rustlers playing their first home game since November 2019. This is a Bakersfield team that is gritty. They really get after it, maybe a little bit unorthodox, if you will, but a bunch of feisty competitors in the white and red. Just ask El Camino. Bakersfield just found ways to win that game last week. It was a game that was tied up 10 apiece. Bakersfield outscoring El Camino 14-3 in the fourth quarter. And it was sparked by a kickoff return for a touchdown. Huge spark today with a 98-yard touchdown drive that we just saw. And here's the kickoff by Bakersfield. And Chappelle is able to get it up to the 38-yard line. So if the Rustlers take a look in the mirror, you're going to see penalties.
First and 10 at the 37.
And you're also going to see turnovers. that have been detrimental for them here in this first half. But still plenty of time before going into the locker room at intermission. In case you're just joining us, Rustlers playing with the backup center. Leader of the group, Lava Tawaika, leaving the game. He was carted off with an apparent leg injury. Retzlaff out of the pistol. Delivers it, and a big collision there at the 45-yard line. Pass incomplete. It was Shabadi was the intended wideout. This Renegade secondary has shown the ability to be physical so far today. Retzlaff with time, tries to flush out of the pocket. He's going to throw it downfield, incomplete, but a flag comes in. And it's going to be another hold against the Rustler offensive line. It's the fourth holding penalty today against Golden West, third against the offensive line. One was tagged to the wide receiver, Kenwell. And they've all come on really similar plays. When Retzlaff extends the play, buys more time, you've seen these flags come in late. So 2nd and 20 now from the Rustler 25-yard line. Pressure coming. Retzlaff throwing on the run, tries to zip it in there, and incomplete. We told you he's a gunslinger. And that was a very tight window there. He had his man, but the freshman Wiseman just couldn't hold on to it. Quite a risky throw there. But if you can make it, why not? And with someone with the arm talent like Retzlaff, you kind of have to live with some of that stuff, right? 3rd and 20. Retzlaff over the middle, and this one dropped too. Tanner Branson thrown a little bit behind him. But we've seen Branson and Retzlaff not really able to be on the same page all day today. And they're going to talk about it on the sideline. But Rustlers unable to do anything on this drive, and so they'll be forced to punt it away with 1:24 left. Jernigan, who was the star of the last drive. Oh, what a move there on the punt return. He gets it up to the 45-yard line. 1:15 left. Bakersfield on top 14-6, and with an opportunity to add to its lead going into the locker room at intermission. Rustler defense has been stout all game, minus that last drive. And they throw it out in the flat there. That's Jernigan. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds prior to getting to midfield. It was Gatewood, the corner, getting there. At 98-yard drive last time out for Bakersfield. Really the lone blemish for this Rustler defense today. They played extremely well. Here's Lara rolling out. Lara pumping, tries to escape. Hamasa had him, escapes his grasp, but he's going to be driven out of bounds And that was going to be a loss there, and it was Martin getting there to him. Tackled him out of bounds, so the clock stops with 56 ticks left. 3rd down and 7, they're calling it, from the Renegade 48-yard line. They hand it off, and this is Robinson, and he's swallowed up in the backfield. This Rustler defense showing up once again. That was Koffel getting in there. And a timeout being taken here by the Rustlers with 39 seconds left. So Rustlers take a timeout. They'll have 1 left. Bakersfield has 2 remaining, in case you're wondering. So you wonder if they'll try to they'll set up the block here. Send the full house. .39 seconds left. Lewoy is dangerous in the return game. He's standing back on his own 15. And pressure coming. Rustlers almost got there. Lewoy tells everybody to get away. It takes a Bakersfield roll into the 5. And it'll be downed at the 2. 28 seconds left. If you're Golden West, probably just try to take a knee here or run a running play here. Get it into the locker room at halftime. A lot of things to correct, primarily on the offensive end for these Rustlers at intermission. Penalties and turnovers at the top of that list. And Retzlaff takes a knee, and that will be that for the first half. So time going to expire here on the first half.
Bakersfield 14, Golden West 6.
3 combined touchdowns in this one, but 2 for the Renegades, and they lead this one 14-6 as we reach halftime here on SportsNetUSA.net. It was a half, offensively at least, for Golden West, dominated by penalties and turnovers. So something they're certainly going to want to try to correct at intermission. Bakersfield playing with their backup quarterback, nonetheless, and also without their top 2 leading rushers from a week ago as well. But they've showed up here today after making the trek from Kern County. So we'll step aside. Halftime here from Golden West Field. At the half, it's Bakersfield 14, Rustlers 6. You're watching Golden West Rustler football on SportsNetUSA.net. Second half action about to get underway here from Rustler Field. Bakersfield with the 14-6 lead as we get to the start of the third quarter. Rahshaun Haylock here with you. Ed Ford manning the controls. Albert Robles providing the phenomenal visuals as this Rustler team has some catching up to do. Just a one-possession game, but obviously a lot to correct inside that locker room at intermission. Especially look at the offensive side of the ball, right? 4 penalties in that first half. Some very costly holds on the offensive line and also out on the perimeter. One coming from a wide receiver. And just a lot, right? Rustlers dealing with a lot today, playing with heavy hearts. Obviously, as they honored Daniel Matia prior to today's kickoff, holding a moment of silence for him. Matia, their fallen teammate who was lost to COVID during the spring. And also seeing the leader, one of the leaders of this team, leader of their offensive line, Lava Tawaika, go down with an injury and having to be carted off. So a lot to digest there if you're the Rustlers. And it seemed like after that injury, there was certainly a spark lit for Bakersfield as the Renegades will receive the kickoff to start this second half. Ball carries into the end zone, but it's going to be brought out by Jernigan, and coming near side, a bigger partner, that's Blizzard there. Jalen Blizzard, the freshman out of Calabasas with the return. He gets it back up to the 20. Blizzard was one of the top wideouts in the CIF Southern section during his time there at Calabasas. A burner, no doubt. Now playing for BCC. Or is it just BC? It's just BC, right? Not BCC, just BC. So here we go to start the second half. Lara in there at quarterback as the starter Castro got knocked out in the first half, and the running game, Robinson, not really getting anywhere. He was met there in the hole by Sele Pamasa, and he picked up maybe one there to be a 2nd down and 9 coming up. They marked the ball at the 23-yard line. So 2nd and 9 for Bakersfield from their own 23. Lara was phenomenal in that first half. Ushered a 98-yard scoring drive just before the end of the first half. He's got some time now, but he's being fleshed out of the pocket. Throws it on the run, and was that caught over there on the far sideline? It was. What a grab. Wow. And Lara kind of turning nothing into something there. And that was Jernigan. What a game he's having. Jernigan competing in various facets, picks up another 1st down there. We've seen him carry the ball. We've seen him handle it in the running game and also on special teams. Gets the 1st down there. It's 1st and 10 from the 34. They give it to Robinson. He tries to go up high, and he's taken down low by Pablo Araya. Araya, the sophomore out of Spain. It's interesting, he sent some film here to Golden West. He originally hails from Spain. Rustlers liked what they saw and began the communication, and here he is now. Thousands and thousands of miles away from home, making plays on Saturdays for Nick Mitchell. As Pamasa comes up with another tackle there, Robinson taking it here near side across the 25 and down at about the 27-yard line, a pickup of 3. So a 3rd down coming up here for Bakersfield. 3rd and 5. Lara with 3 wide. Checks over to the sideline for the play. Takes the snap, pressure coming, throws it off his back foot, has a man, and he just overshot him out of the outstretched arms there of Marshall as he got behind the Golden West defense. I mean, he gave just about all his 6'4" frame could give on that play and unable to haul it in. But we've seen Laura do that, right? Like all of his throws today have been somewhat unconventional, unorthodox, throwing off the back foot, the wrong foot. Just kind of nifty back there, just making things happen. And nearly had another long completion there. Hartman to punt it. Leroy runs underneath it and not much space as he gets it up to the 32-yard line. Golden West Rustler football on SportsNetUSA.net is brought to you by Miller Toyota of Anaheim. You want a deal? They got a deal. Ask them about the Avalon. Ask them about any one of their products, and I'm sure you can find what you're looking for and a price that will work for you as well. The fine folks at Miller Toyota of Anaheim, located just off the 91 and Euclid. Hit them up, Miller Toyota of Anaheim. 12:15 to play here in the third. First possession for the Rustlers. Pump faking is Retzlev, has a man, and that's Wiseman up the far sideline. Breaks a tackle, almost another, into Bakersfield territory and down at the 41-yard line. Good to see a completion there from Retzlaff, and also just as good to see the reception made there by Wiseman. Couple drops in that first half. As Rustler wide receivers, a case of the dropsies during that first half of play, but nice for the young fella to bounce back. 4 wide here for Retzlaff. He's got one back. Play fake. They deliver it out to the far side, and that is Wiseman again. And he's able to get it up past the 35-yard line, out of bounds at about the 33. Gets out of bounds after a pickup of about 6. Brings up a 2nd and 4. You got to finish drives. You got to finish drives here if you're the Rustlers. Pump faking is Retzlaff. Pressure from behind, and he's thrown down to the turf. Didn't see the pressure coming from the backside. And Smith credited with the sack there. Second sack surrendered by Golden West today. So a loss of about 3 there makes it 3rd and a long 6. Hurd will take the carry. Hurd leaning across the 30, and looks like he got enough for the first down. He needed 6. He got about 7. Gianni Hurd. And move those sticks for Golden West. Retzlaff working out of the pistol. Play fake. Pressure coming from the backside again. Throws it. Hit as he throws. And it's a completion down to about the 15-yard line. Pass caught there by Javon Williams, the freshman out of Kansas City, Missouri. So 1st and 10 Rustlers from the Bakersfield 14. They go 3 wide receivers all to the near side. Hurd, the deep back, gets the carry off the left side, and Hurd dragging defenders down to the 10-yard line and marked down at the 9. Picks up 5 there on first down.
5-yard gain on the run. 2nd down and 5 at the 9.
Hurd again, left side. Hurd lowering his shoulder. Hurd getting up to the 5. So a 4-yard pickup there and brings up a 3rd down and 1 for the Rustlers. Retzlaff gets under center, and they try the sneak, and he's able to pick up the 1st down. It's a little surprise sneak there from Retzlaff. Lined up, actually never really got set in the pistol, just kind of meandered aimlessly, then finally jumped under center. And didn't look like he had that snap cleanly, but able to secure it. So 1st and goal Rustlers from the 4. Out of the pistol, Retzlaff operating. He has Hurd behind him. Gives it to Hurd. Left side, Hurd diving for the end zone, and they mark him just short. Gianni Hurd picks up 3 down to the 1. Under 8 to play. Rustlers go tempo here. And a false start. Hurd got happy feet in the backfield. And it's going to move Golden West back. So it was a 2nd and goal from the 1. Now a 2nd and goal from the 6. Hurd out of the pistol. Play fake. Looking over the middle end zone. Touchdown Rustlers. Tanner Branson on the touchdown reception from Jake Retzlaff. And Golden West within 2. And let's see if the offense stays on the field here to try to tie this up. No, they'll send on the special teams. So Cypress to attempt the point after. He missed his first one earlier. This one a low snap. Nice hold by Retzlaff, and somehow, some way, my goodness, Cypress able to get that one through. What a job by Retzlaff to pick that thing up from off the turf and get it down in just the nick of time for Cypress to be able to kick it through. Phenomenal job by the quarterback and holder there of the Rustlers. So Golden West within 1. 7:32 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Bakersfield 14, Rustlers 13 as you're watching Golden West football right here on SportsNetUSA.net. First home game for Golden West in some 672 days. And they're playing here with a limited capacity, but a nice crowd out here. And a huge contingent coming from Bakersfield. They were all encouraged to get their tickets early, because this one it just may not have been enough tickets for them once they got here. Cypress kicks this one into the back of the end zone. Blizzard will catch it 3 yards deep, and he's going to run it out. Jalen Blizzard. Blizzard up the sideline. Blizzard with speed. Blizzard making a move and gets hit from behind at the 43-yard line of Golden West. Jalen Blizzard, we told you he's special. And what a return there for him. And it's funny, the Bakersfield coaching staff is right to the left of us, and they were not happy with him returning that one out of the end zone. Did not look like a good idea by any stretch of the imagination. But he was able to use his speed to get up the sideline and make that play. So actually they mark him down. So it is the 43-yard line into Rustler territory. Starting this possession, Lara, play fake with time, trying to go up top, and Lara's going to eat it. Jonah Laban. And a host of other Rustlers as well. Elisha Martin getting in there as well as Sele Pamasa.
Martin, the first one there.
And what a day for Martin. He's already got 2 sacks. You give him another half there.
12-yard loss.
Big loss as this pushes the Renegades back into their own territory at their 45-yard line. Loss of 12. Lara going to go to the ground. Defense swarming. Jernigan in a phone booth there. Tried to escape it, but unsuccessful. Carmona getting there and making the stop. No gain there for Jernigan as he worked tremendously hard just to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And you hear a chant of defense from the opposite sideline, the Golden West Rustler bench getting into it. And now that inspires the home crowd here. 3rd and long. They're going to have to get to Seal Beach for a first down here. Lara looking over to this near sideline. We hit the 6-minute mark here in the 3rd. Just 2 left on the play clock for Lara, and they're going to get a timeout. Timeout taken by Bakersfield. It comes with 5:55 to play here in the 3rd quarter. And just so much energy has just been injected into that sideline opposite us now with all the guys clad in black. But if there was a situation, and I hate to be a wet blanket here, right? But there's a situation that you think would fit a quarterback like Lara, it would be this exact situation, a 3rd down and 22. For the simple fact that he's made a bunch of unorthodox plays here today. And has just been able to find a way, right? Throwing off his back foot, buying just enough time. Channel defense from the Rustler sideline. Rustler home crowd now getting into it as well. 5:55 to play as the Renegades come to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and forever from the 45. On the run is Robinson. He gets into Rustler territory and got back to about the original line of scrimmage. He picks up 12 there, but not enough for a first down. And is this a position where they go for it here? Possibly. They're going to send Hartman onto the field, the punter. Hartman to kick. Lewoy tells everybody to get away from it, and it takes a Rustler bounce to about the 5. That one landed at the 1 and popped back up to the 5. 5:03 to play here, 3rd quarter. So it looks like there was a penalty against the Rustlers at the end of that play, so it'll be half the distance. So they move this one to about the 2.5 yard line, it appears. So, hey, Bakersfield had a 98-yard drive near the end of the first half. See if the Rustlers can put together a 97-yard drive of their own here. 5:03 to play. About 4 yards deep in his own end zone, it's Retzlaff out of the pistol. They hand it off to Hurd up the middle, and he got maybe one. Maybe. up to the 4-yard line. They're going to call it 2nd and 8. Retzlaff with a foot inside his own end zone now. Hands it off. They go off the right side, and this is Hurd once again across the 5 and up to the 6. And so another pickup of 2, and that brings up a 3rd down. You see how that last pickup by Robinson, even though it was 3rd and 20 plus, Robinson picking up 10 on that play, or 12, I should say, on that play. Obviously helped them as far as field position. Meanwhile, Retzlaff going to throw it here on 3rd down. He's got Wiseman out complete and gets it up to the 15-yard line. That's enough for a 1st down. So move those sticks for Golden West. So nice completion there. You like the way Wiseman has bounced back here in this 2nd half. Just a freshman.
9-yard gain on the pass play.
The youngster picks up 9 there, but freshman out of Boswell High School, Fort Worth, Texas. And
1st and 10 at the 16.
had some struggles a little bit in the 1st half, but able to come back and bounce back strong here so far in this 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 now, and some breathing room for the Rustlers. They go to the ground, and off the right side is Hurd once again as a helmet comes flying off, and that belongs to one of the offensive linemen for the Rustlers. Looks like that's James Noss.
3-yard gain.
So he's going to have to come out for a play. Noss, backup lineman. Second down and about 7. Play fake. Retzlaff going to keep it. Retzlaff into the 2nd level, and he slides down at about the 30-yard line.
Retzlaff keeps it himself.
And another 1st down for the Rustlers. Nice job by Retzlaff there on the keeper.
12-yard gain for Retzlaff.
Picks up 12 on the play. As we hit 2:47 left, the clock stops to move the sticks here. 3rd quarter. Hurd stays in there at a tailback. He's got 4 wide receivers, does Retzlaff, working out of the gun. Play fake, delivers. Out far side, Wiseman once again. That bubble's been working, and Wiseman finding some space on that sideline, makes some moves, and picks up about 7. And it'll be a 2nd down and 3 for Golden West.
7-yard gain to the 38.
They found something there, Wiseman and Retzlaff, on these bubbles, and the youngster taking advantage. Play fake, Retzlaff, double pumps, and that one thrown too tall. He was looking for the tight end, Saval. So a 3rd down here. Big play here for Golden West. Try to keep this drive alive.
3rd down and 3.
So a 3rd and 3 Rustlers from their own 36-yard line, and a big-time stop there as Carrillo came up, and he was met right in the hole by the linebacker, Brock Mather.
4th down and 2.
Mather, 10 tackles last week in the win to lead the team, and that brings up a 4th down. So Rustlers going to have to punt here as we approach 1.5 to play in this 3rd quarter. Another high booming kick, and this one goes out of bounds. They mark it out at the 25.
The punt goes out of bounds at the 25.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Bakersfield from their own 25-yard line. Tell you what, considering what happened, Castro going down early in this game, got to be pleased if you're this Bakersfield coaching staff with the play of Lara coming on in relief. They go to Robinson on the ground, and Robinson sidestepping his way and backpedaling as well, staying on his feet into the second level and just shy of the first down. Picked up 9 there.
9.5-yard gain.
Showing the ability to be greasy and slippery there on that play. Under a minute left. Rustlers trailing this one by 1. They hand it off. Robinson once again, and he burst straight through the gut, enough for a first down. Up to the 37-yard line.
4-yard gain on the run. 1st and 10 at the 38.
25 seconds left. Third quarter. Lara, play fake. Going to let it fly here near side, and he finally is able to hook up with his man here, Marshall.
First down.
I feel like Marshall's
14-yard gain.
been the beneficiary of some unfortune here this afternoon with some of his targets, but a big first down pickup there in the Rustler territory at the 48-yard line. 5 seconds left. We'll see if Bakersfield gets off a play. And looks like they'll just let the time expire. So that takes us to the end of the third. So after 3, Bakersfield 14, Golden West 13. As you're watching Golden West Rustler football right here on sportsnetusa.net. Rahshaun Haylock here with you. Ed Ford manning the controls. Albert Robles providing the visuals. You like the way the Rustlers responded in the third quarter. Defense obviously doing its part, but offensively as well, being able to put a drive together, and you like to see the growth. We're seeing Wiseman grow right in front of our eyes here as he was able to bounce back from some drops in the first half. Really the entire wide receiving core. Don't want to just single him out. I mean, it was multiple drops in that first half, but Wiseman had some tough luck as well, and you saw him bounce back in that third quarter. Granted, it was on some bubbles, but, I mean, you got to crawl before you walk, right? So fourth quarter action here. They flip fields. 48-yard line of the Rustlers, 1st and 10 for Bakersfield, and nowhere to go. Koffel there coming up to make the stop as Robinson gets nowhere. Harrison Koffel, freshman out of St. John Bosco. Bosco going all the way out to Virginia last night and knocking off Oscar Smith 49-0, I believe that final was. In other words, anybody can get it. You don't just have to be restricted to Southern California. They go to Robinson again, and he's got nowhere to go. Araya coming in there. He was able to trip him up in the backfield. And looks like another loss there. So now all of a sudden, Renegades back into Rustler territory here. Ball at the Golden West. I beg your pardon. Ball at the Bakersfield 49-yard line. 3rd down and 13. Lara. Pressure coming. And he's on his feet. Somehow he escaped. Wow, but no. The second effort is there from big number 91, Martin. And he's not going to get credited for a sack there. There was No gain on the play, but it brings up a 4th down. How Lara escaped that one, I am not sure. I mean, there were about 3 Rustlers converging on him there. But he's just a grinder. You love his effort. Lewoy gets underneath it and calls for a fair catch at the 10. Make that the 11-yard line. 12:58 to play here in this 4th quarter. Rustlers down by 1. And what has been an emotional day here at Golden West Field. Taking on this Bakersfield team that left their home at 7:30 a.m. this morning to make their way here. Had some bus issues on the way, but they've definitely put up a spirited battle and brought a large crowd here with them. And as the kids would say, this game has sort of had all the things. Retzlaff escapes the pressure and scrambles for about 4 up to the 15-yard line.
Jake Retzlaff with the run.
And you get the feeling it's got to be Jake Retzlaff time right now. 11 is going to have to make some plays for these Rustlers. Takes the low snap, double clutching, looking up the boundary, almost. Ojalabi had it, but just could not haul it in. Brings up a 3rd down here. Some injured Renegade on the play. So it'll be an injury timeout. Morgan Dutton, the injured Bakersfield player, down on the turf in between the 35 and 40-yard line. He's able to walk off under his own strength. So 3rd and 7. If you're John Shipp, where do you go here? Obviously, you want the ball in the hands of number 11. Got to be mindful. You're deep in your own territory. Ball at the Rustler 15-yard line. And there's some movement up front. And let's see. I'm not sure if this isn't going to go against the defense. Immediately putting his hands to his helmet was Nava, the right tackle, but I'm not sure if that wasn't a neutral zone infraction against Bakersfield. And from the looks of it, it's going to be a false start. So I guess you got to trust the old lineman, right? Nava knew right away. He told us, right? So that is a big one. Makes it a 3rd and 12 now. Rustlers back on their own 10. Retzlaff throwing near side. Wiseman caught beyond the sticks. No! They say he was out of bounds. The freshman almost came up with the 1st down grab here that would have extended this drive, but ruled out of bounds. And the dangerous Jernigan back to receive this punt. Standing on his own 45-yard line. We've seen what he can do as it's a high snap, pressure coming in, and it looks like they got to the punter. They got to the punter. No flag. Wow. Not even a running into? No flag at all. Rustlers were looking for one, but not going to get it. So just under 12 to play, 11:56 remaining. Bakersfield by 1. Lara will take the snap as they begin this drive from the Rustler 41-yard line. Robinson will line up to the right of Lara. They send Jernigan in motion, a little pop pass, and there's going to be a false start. So a gift here for the Rustlers. In case you're just joining us, starting quarterback Garrett Castro, the freshman out of Las Vegas, knocked out of this game in the first quarter. On the sideline right now with his arm in a sling. It's been Lara the rest of the way as Robinson gets the carry up to the 43-yard line. And Carmona's shaken up. He's going to run off and get attended to. Christian Carmona, the freshman out of Segerstrom. 2 sacks last week in the win at Palomar. It's 14 points, the most an opponent has scored against this Rustler defense this season. Here's Lara. Pressure coming from the backside over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Jernigan, and that pass throw may be a little bit too low. Brings up a 3rd down. That's probably the only mistake, if you want to call it that, Jernigan has made all day. I'm not sure if you can put that one on him. It would have been a tough catch to make. So a 3rd and 12 from the 43. Not sure if this is 4-down territory or not for the Renegades. They send a man in motion. Lara over the middle, pass caught, but it's going to be a short one and not enough for the 1st down. Making the catch was Randall, one of the heroes from the first half. So that gets up to about the 38-yard line. 5-yard pickup makes it a 4th down. Just under 10:50 to play here in this ball game. Rustlers down by 1. Hartman in the punt. Lewoy parking at his own 10-yard line for the Rustlers. Low snap. Hartman gets rid of it. And Lewoy has this one go over his head and through the back of the end zone. Golden West Rustler football on SportsNetUSA.net is brought to you by Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Service and parts open for your convenience. Go ahead and you already own a Toyota. Go ahead and get it checked out. Need some parts? Go ahead and go get you some. They have you covered all down there at Miller Toyota of Anaheim off the 91 and Euclid. Go ahead and visit our friends at Miller Toyota of Anaheim. 10:23 to play here, 4th quarter. Bakersfield 14, Rustlers 13. Rustlers have it 1st and 10 from their own 20. Play fake, and up the boundary, pass complete. Finding Ojalabi down at about the 45-yard line. Pickup of 25 there, and a nice completion there from 11 to 9. Ojalabi almost had a big-time 1st down reception on the last play, just couldn't haul it in. This time he picks up one. 1st and 10, Rustlers from their own 45-yard line. Retzlaff Hands it off to Hurd, left side. Hurd with space, up the boundary, across midfield, lowers his shoulder, and driven out of bounds at the 44.
8-yard gain.
Into Bakersfield territory. Brings up a 2nd down and 2 for Golden West. 2 backs in there. Now, parked, one on each side of Retzlaff on this 2nd and 2. Steps up to adjust the play. 9:40 left. They give it to Carrillo, who tries to get around the edge, and he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain. 3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2 coming up. John Shipp, you got options here. Hurd the lone back as Retzlaff lines up in the pistol, approaching 9 to play here, 4th quarter. They give it to Hurd up the middle. Hurd, 1st down and more as he's wrestled down at the 40-yard line.
9-yard gain.
That was the corner, Isaiah Jernigan, coming up and tripping up Hurd there, from which would have been a much longer gain. 1st down and 10 at the Bakersfield 38. They go to Hurd again, dancing in the backfield. Now tries that left side, and he's able to get it up to about the 35. Make that the 34. Pickup of 3, 3rd down and 7, as we're just under 8.5 to play.
2nd and 7.
Rustlers trailing this one by 1. Turnovers and penalties doom them in the 1st half. Trying to make things right here in the 2nd half. Retzlaff out of the pistol. Play fake. They deliver far side. Ojalabi again up the boundary and out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Enough for a Rustler 1st down.
10-yard gain on the play.
So Ojalabi picks up 10, his 2nd 1st down reception on this drive. As it was Wiseman earlier in this half, but this current drive belongs to John Ojalabi. 7:40 left. Rustlers down by 1. Play fake. Retzlaff off his back foot up top, caught, end zone, touchdown Rustlers. John Ojalabi with the touchdown grab, and the Rustlers go back up in front.
Penalty flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play. Holding against Bakersfield. Touchdown stands. Rustlers by 5. That play seemed doomed from the beginning. Running backs running into one another. But Retzlaff off his back foot as the defense converged on him. Finds Ojalabi over the top and into the end zone. Rustlers by 5. The card says you probably should go for 2 here. And a timeout taken by Golden West as they had the kicking unit on the field. Looks like there may be a change of heart over there on that far sideline between Nick Mitchell and John Shipp and company. So it looks like the offense is going to come back on the field for this 2-point conversion. 7:30 to play here in this 4th quarter. Rustlers lead for the first time since taking a 6-0 lead back in the 1st quarter. What a play there by Retzlaff. We talked about it. 11's got to make a play for you, and he certainly did there. as there was tons of miscommunication on that play, but 11 stayed calm and off his back foot nonetheless, able to make that completion to Ojalabi over the top. May not be the way you drew it up, Albert Robles, but it ends up in 6 nonetheless. Rustlers back in front. Here is the 2-point conversion. They'll put the ball in the middle, in between the hash marks. They send Wiseman in motion. They roll the pocket. Retzlaff throwing on the run. Back in the end zone. Caught. And out of bounds. Incomplete, out of bounds. So our score remains Rustlers 19, Bakersfield 14. He was looking for the freshman Williams there. But incomplete. Nick Mitchell, Chris Redfern, Golden West defense, come on down. It's now your time. This Rustler defense has been solid all game long. But now called on to secure this lead here with 7.5 to play. Cypress will put it on the tee. Remember, Blizzard had that long return last time. He's back there. Also back there is Mario Martinez. This one will be taken off a hop, and Blizzard found just enough of a crease to make it interesting. And just shy of midfield. Let's see where they actually mark him at. He landed near the 50. Let's see where they actually spot the ball at. Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 48-yard line. So here comes this Rustler defense. They've gotten to the quarterback today. They've got their TFLs today. One thing they haven't done is forced a turnover. Could this be the possession? 7:23 to play. Lara, they roll the pocket to the right. Lara throwing it off one foot and complete. That's Jernigan there right near the first down marker, and they're going to give him enough for the first down. Right at the 42-yard line. So 1st and 10. Bakersfield needs to get into the end zone. Field goal will do them no good here. Rustler showing pressure. Lara with one back, turns around and gives it to him. And that's Robinson, breaks one tackle, but then runs into a host of black-clad jerseys, and he's going to be marked down at the 36-yard line. But there's a flag on the play. And this is going to be going against Bakersfield. It'll be a hold against the Renegades. Remember, Bakersfield had just one penalty the entire first half. And this one going to be a costly one, as it's a hold that will bring it back and push them back into their own territory on the opposite side of the 50. So they'll be at the 48-yard line where this drive began. 6:45 to play and counting. Fourth quarter action here from Surf City, USA. Rustlers trying to improve to 3-0 on the year. Renegades trying to stay out of the loss column as well. And pressure up the middle, and he's sacked. Sele Pamasa! Bakersfield quarterbacks were sacked 6 times last week. And that's sack number 6 of the afternoon for this Rustler D. As we hit the 6-minute mark here in Huntington Beach. Second down and 26. Lara looking over the middle, pass caught into Golden West territory. Across the 40-yard line and just shy of the 35 is Sanchez, the wide receiver. Picks up 22, so all of a sudden you got a third and very manageable here. 3rd and 4. Wow. Lara looking over to the sideline. 5:15 left here in this one. Rustlers with a 5-point advantage. Lara over the middle, incomplete. Coverage there by Pablo Araya as the intended target was Randall. And this 4-down territory for Bakersfield. 5:01 to play. So 4th and 4, biggest play of the game. Lara looking over to the sideline. Both fans cheering relentlessly. Lara on the option, gives it to Robinson, and he has the first down. So they hadn't run the option all game, and they go with it there. Lara, the pitch to Robinson, he needed 4. He picked up about 5. Under 5 to play. First and 10 from the Rustler 31. Robinson up the middle, and he is walloped. Dakota Hart coming in there, laying a licking on Robinson. But not before a pickup of 5. 4:20 left. Second down and 5 from the Rustler 26-yard line. 4 wide for Lara. Pressure coming right up the middle. Lara going up top and incomplete. He was looking for Randall once again. Raya there on the coverage, but that one thrown well out of bounds. Second down. 3rd down, I beg your pardon. 4:02 to play.
3rd down and 5 at the 26.
Rustler defense on their own 26-yard line. 3rd and 5 for Lara. Looking up the seam, tipped, into the hands of Sanchez there and caught. Wow. And that sets up a goal-to-go situation. 1st and goal from the 6. Pass was deflected, but somehow Sanchez staying with it and makes the grab. And Nick Mitchell going to call a timeout. So 2nd charge timeout for Golden West here in this 2nd half. They'll have just 1 left. Renegades with 2 remaining. 3:45 left in this one. We talked about it. Could the Rustlers get their hands on some balls? They did there, just couldn't knock it down, couldn't corral it. And Johnny on the spot, Jackson Sanchez, the freshman out of Shafter, setting up a 1st and goal at the 6. We told you it may not be pretty, but this Bakersfield team, just a gritty cast of characters. Not going to wow you, but they will find a way. Lara, 1st and goal from the 6. Bakersfield fans on their feet here in Huntington Beach. Handoff to Jernigan, has a crease, and gets into the end zone. So Bakersfield goes back in front with 3:40 to play. As Jernigan continuing his stellar day. And now a timeout comes from the Bakersfield sideline. As they lead by 1 here, the card says you should go for 2. So it looks like they're going to run the special teams off and bring on the offense to attempt the 2-point conversion, try to push this to a 3-point lead so that a field goal will at least tie it. Bakersfield will travel back down this way to Mount Sac next Saturday at 6 p.m. Rustlers, meanwhile, will be at Riverside next Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff. We will not have that game for you here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Bakersfield will attempt a 2-point conversion.
So Bakersfield on to attempt the 2-point conversion. Lara has got Jernigan in the backfield with him. He's going to roll. He's got a man. He's short. Lara left it short. It looked like they were looking for Marshall again. It was. And Marshall's, man, he's had a rough go at it today. And not his fault. Not sure what he could have done there on that play. But his targets have been less than stellar. So a field goal will win it for Golden West. 3:40 to play. Rustlers trail this one 20-19. So Lavoie and Chappelle back to receive this one. They kick it away from Lavoie to Chappelle, who makes the catch running out of bounds. So they spot it at the 7-yard line. That ball goes out of bounds. It's a penalty against Bakersfield. But Chappelle unable to get his bearings. So it'll be a 1st and 10, Rustlers from their own 7-yard line. Jake Retzlaff, what do you got? They hand it, a play fake, and up the boundaries. It caught. That is a catch. Yes, sir, up to the 20-yard line. John Ojalabi with the catch. But hold up. Is there a flag on the play? There is a flag. A penalty against the Rustlers. So that would negate the 1st down. So to be half the distance, so you're looking at about the 3.5-yard line here for Golden West. Bakersfield fans who have come out in droves on their feet with the chant of defense. .332 to play. Retzlaff, play fake, rolling, pressure coming. He's got some room and he finds Wiseman, a nice catch. And Wiseman tattooed as he made that grab, but stayed in bounds. See where they mark it at. Gives the Rustlers some breathing room. A pickup of 9. Up to the 12-yard line. So you're looking at a 2nd and about 4 here. Retzlaff, they hand it off. And staying on his feet is the tailback. And that's Carrillo that time. Into the 2nd level, across the 25 and down at the 27. Picks up 15. 2:41 left. Retzlaff. They go to the ground again, and Carrillo gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2:25 and counting. 2nd down and 10. As we approach 2 to play here. Retzlaff's got Carrillo behind him. Takes the snap. Retzlaff going to run it himself. Lowers his shoulder, takes a big shot from behind, but he picks up the 1st down up to the 37-yard line. Clock stops to move to 6 with 1:56 to play. Retzlaff, they hand it off. And Carrillo will get it up to the 39, a pickup of 2, 1:35 to play. 2nd down and 8 you're looking at. Rustlers need to get to about the 20-yard line to feel comfortable for field goal range. Retzlaff, that one deflected. And a nice job by the safety coming up and making the play there. Dylan Tooker, as Wiseman was the intended target. 3rd and 8, 1:15 to play.
3rd down and 8.
You like drama? Happy Saturday to you, wherever you may be. 1:15 to play. Rustlers down by 1. Play fake, Retzlaff going to tuck it, and he's hit. Mather, the linebacker, with the sack at the 40. No, just the tackle at the 40. Retzlaff actually picked up a couple. But that brings up a 4th down with 1:04, and Rustlers forced to burn their last timeout. Quite the contingent here from Bakersfield, and they are making a ton of noise here. You can appreciate the patience John Shipp has shown on this drive. Staying on the ground. But I think now you're at a point where obviously a big 4th down play here to keep this drive alive. So you got to get this 4th down here first before you can talk about anything else. Retzlaff always a threat with his legs. Corners playing off, as has been somewhat customary today. Retzlaff delivering, has a man caught. 1st down into Bakersfield territory, and that's Kenwell out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Makes the reception with 56 seconds left, and now the clock resumes as the sticks are reset. They go on the ground to Carrillo. 40 seconds left. Retzlaff, they gotta hurry. No more timeouts left for Golden West. Retzlaff looking up top, and that pass deflected out of bounds. 3rd down coming up.
Third down and 6.
28 seconds left. 3rd and 6. Rustlers need about 20, 25 yards to get into field goal territory. Over the middle, incomplete. Wiseman couldn't hold on to it there. At the 35-yard line, that would have been enough for a 1st down and stop the clock as well, as Retzlaff looked over the middle. Now with 24 seconds left, another 4th down coming up here. 4th and 6. Rustlers from the Bakersfield 45-yard line. Retzlaff with 4 wide. Retzlaff looking up to see Branson with the catch. Down inside the 10-yard line. And the clock is still running. The clock has to stop. The clock hasn't stopped yet. And now the officials recognize it. But the clock has to stop on a 1st down. So let's see how much time. It's 9 seconds left. They got to put a lot more time back on there, you would assume. So they put 16 seconds back on the game clock. Rustlers in field goal territory here. No timeouts remaining, however. And they spike it. 14 seconds left.
2nd down.
So ball just inside this near hash mark. And you gotta wonder what's comfortable for Cypress. 14 seconds left. 2nd down now, and they're going to send Cypress on for the field goal. This going to be from 24 yards. Retzlaff to hold. And a timeout comes in from the Bakersfield sideline. So that is their last timeout. So no timeouts remaining for Bakersfield. 1-point game here. And it appears the outcome going to be on the foot of one Jake Cypress. 2 for 3 on the season, has a long of 39 yards. This one going to be from 24. 14 seconds left, no timeouts. You sort of got to send the field goal unit on now, right? You don't want to be in a position where it's disastrous and you can't stop the clock on a bot snap or what have you. So Nick Mitchell says we'll do it now. 14 seconds left. Bakersfield 20, Golden West 19. Retzlaff to hold it. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and he missed it. But there's a flag on the play.
Penalty flag on the field.
So let's see what this is. If this is against Bakersfield, another shot for the Rustlers. If this goes against the Rustlers, then that'll be your ball game. Long meeting here. Renegades seem to think this is against Golden West. Nick Mitchell still waiting for an explanation. And it's a holding against Golden West. 10.5 seconds to play. Renegades take over. Bakersfield team 10 seconds away from picking up their second straight win to start this season. Rustlers eyeing their first defeat of the year.
Bakersfield ball at the 20.
As the fans start to head for the exits here. Most of them Rustler supporters. The knee is taken there by Lara, and that'll be that. So Bakersfield survives a 7:30 a.m. bus ride. Their bus breaking down on the 405. The loss of their starting quarterback, and comes in here and wins this one on the road 20-19. Obviously, mistakes, just too much to overcome here for the Rustlers on this day. So that'll do it from here in Huntington Beach. Our final score, Bakersfield 20, Rustlers 19. Special thanks to Albert Robles on camera, Ed Ford, manning the controls. Our operations manager for SportsNetUSA.net is Mr. Ed Ford. So for all of us here at SportsNetUSA.net, I'm Rahshaun Haylock saying thank you so much for watching. Rustlers fall 20-19. Good night from Huntington Beach.